Gaddafi haven't anything.
They've been beaten, shot at, and hundreds have been killed, all in the name of freedom and democracy. But finally they seem to have got what they wanted, help from the outside world. Ian Pannell, BBC News, outside Benghazi.
Well, let's go live now to the Libyan capital, Tripoli, Colonel Gaddafi's stronghold, of course. Our correspondent Alan Little is there for us this evening. Alan, what reaction, if any, from the Gaddafi regime to tonight's dramatic developments?
Very defiant reaction, characteristically, Ben. Colonel Gaddafi appeared very briefly on state media saying that the Libyan people should arm themselves for revolution. The Mediterranean was now a war zone. The Libyan government, he said, would be opening weapons stores to the people to defend themselves. So very much fighting talk, very much along the lines of what we heard earlier in the day. Remember that the government line here is unchanged. They say there is no popular uprising in the east of the country, that it's a criminal enterprise led by a few hundred gangs who have enslaved the people and tricked them. They're working alongside Al-Qaeda and foreign powers to plunder Libyan oil. Now that's not a version of events that anybody in the outside world believes, but the government here insists upon it, and state media has been preparing the people all day for what has been happening tonight. It's been showing pictures round the clock of the 2003 invasion of Iraq and the aftermath of that, and in particular images of US servicemen maltreating ordinary Iraqi prisoners and civilians. So a very anti-Western sentiment coming from the state media. The state media also calls these airstrikes crusader strikes, crusader missiles. So again, appealing to the population here very much as Muslims. But I have to say that the city here tonight feels very calm. Traffic is moving around as normal, but at the same time it's very tense. There's small arms fire constantly as people shoot into the air. They say they're celebrating what they call the liberation of Benghazi from the criminal gangs. But we as journalists, despite claims that targets have been struck in and around Tripoli, have not heard any explosions or seen any sign of airstrikes.
Alan Little there reporting from Tripoli. Well, the AFP news agency are reporting that Libya, the Libyan government, has demanded an urgent meeting with the UN Security Council following the implementation of that UN resolution voted through on Thursday evening. Earlier, Colonel Gaddafi made a brief speech on Libyan radio, calling on the people of Libya to resist. He said civilian and military targets in the air and sea will be liable to serious danger in the Mediterranean.